To all my black entrepreneurs, we gotta do better, y'all. So tune in to the EntrepreNUBIANS Podcast, where we help build better black businesses.
Action. Oh, wait, let me get a sip. Okay. Action.
Jay, keep all of this, Jay. Keep all of this. Hey. Welcome back to the EntrepreNUBIANS Podcast. I'm your girl, Tiffany Nicole, and that is Laz Trace sipping on water over there in the corner.
What up, y'all?
We hope so.
Yeah, right. What's in that cup? What's in that cup?
Hateration. That's what's up.
Okay.
Haterade. Yeah.
And we are here with the book club with Miss Shawna, and this is my favorite segment because I'm a reader and I'm an author, so I love books. So when Miss Shawna filled out her questionnaire for the podcast, when I looked at her book selection, I was like, I would never thought that. So what's your book?
It is Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter by 50 Cent. Mr. Curtis Jackson himself.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what
Somebody
did
else mentioned that book, didn't they?
Yeah, I think it was Fat Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? That's awesome.
Yep, he did that one. And he did Rick Ross's book that just came out.
That's on my list.
Yeah,
Rick Ross is on my list.
Watch his episode. What he said about Rick Ross was like, it's in my thing. I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like it's deep. So I have heard of 50 Cent's book being good too. So what did you learn?
So, I believe everything happens for a reason, right? And during that terrible time period in 2020, right? For me, we had a lot of downtime, right? Yeah. I love a tangible book, but I have transitioned over to the audiobooks, right?
That's what I do. Yeah.
I have a whole collection of audiobooks, and I did the 50th Law, right? And that was co-authored by 50 Cent as well. And I'm like, what else does he have out here? And then I came across Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. And it resonated with me. It spoke volumes to me personally and professionally. And I know professionally that may seem a little off coming from 50 Cent, right? But he breaks the book down into categories. And the very first category was finding fearlessness. Which, if you already listened to me, you know that I spoke about fear quite a few times now, right? Yep. So finding fearlessness for me resonated with me because he talked about how he's a fearless individual.
I could get that, yeah.
Right? Right?
Absolutely.
But guess what? We all have a lot of fearlessness in us, right? So one of the things for me is I walk on faith, right? I take a leap of faith all the time. That's how I got to 10 years of Shawna's House. So it was a reminder for me because I read it during a time that was hard. It was challenging for my business. It was challenging for me personally. So reading that first chapter and him talking about he lost his mom, and that was a very significant experience of his. Well, guess what? In 2019, I lost mine. I lost mine in January, and 10 days later, I lost my stepmom. Oh, wow. So it was like red flags. 50, do you know me? Right? Yeah. And then here I am struggling with how to operate Shawna's House. So it gave me the kick. It gave me the push. It reminded me to turn fear into action. It reminded me that, yes, you can be nervous, right? I was nervous coming here, right? I don't know if you're going to like what I say, if you're going to receive what I say.
I'm nervous right now.
Right? But fear over action, right? Yeah. You're doing your thing, and I'm hopefully saying something that everyone wants to hear. So it was that push for me. And then he talks about how he doesn't let money move him, nor do I. Right? I'm operating a 10-year nonprofit. No one pays me. Yeah. And matter of fact, I struggle to get funding. And I do it because I'm passionate about it. I do it because I love it. And again, listening to him and hearing him, right? You hear 50, his birthday, right? So I'm just like, you know what, 50, I hear you, thank you. And that's why this book I've done at least 3 times. And every time somebody says, what's a good book? I tell them this one. Right. It's a reminder for you to change your perspective about so many different things. And for me, the number one thing that he said is he's going to talk about a lot of things. If you take one thing from the book, it's a win for him. Right. And I took away reminding myself to be fearless.
Okay. Love
Tiff, it. I'm so glad you brought that book up because we are currently reading a book right now called, Tiff?
Freedom from Fears.
Freedom from
Look
Fears.
at that.
Yeah, Freedom from Fears. And it's like, and we have the audio version. And it's like, you don't realize how many things that you were actually fearful of, because you don't view them as being fearful. And I think once you recognize that, you can deal with it.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest thing for just general life, not even just business, but general life. Like understanding why you're afraid of something, why you get the nerves that you get, or why you get nervous, or why you get afraid. It changes the way you feel about yourself and how you carry yourself, basically.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, this book is good. I'll send you
like
a link
you've
for
been
this
doing
one.
your reading.
This is a good one. Yeah.
Awesome.
Sound like you've been doing your reading.
Oh, I stay on point. This one over here. Which chapter we on?
Check you out. Shout out to the Morning Meetup Book Club.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a really good book, though.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's a quick audio read. I think it's
Okay.
like an hour and
Very
something.
short.
Oh, an
Yeah,
hour.
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's an
Send
hour.
me that.
Yeah.
Send
And
me that.
it's a must read.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely.
In
check
our
that
case, a
out.
must listen, but you know.
Yeah, that's me too.
Yeah.
I will say though, the audiobooks have things that you can't get in the
Yeah.
paperback.
True.
Yep.
A lot of times, one book I read, was it Outliers?
Yeah.
I think it was Outliers, but the author of the book was interviewing.
He was being interviewed.
He was
Being
being interviewed.
interviewed
Okay,
in between
okay.
every.
The author of the
awesome.
book was being
Yeah.
interviewed by the writer of the book.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I'm saying that right. And wait, what was that?
No. It was someone. It was a colleague of his that was interviewing him about the book in between every chapter. So you would hear
Got it.
pieces of the
Right.
interview between each chapter, and it would go with whatever that chapter was about.
Right.
So it
Right.
kind of broke down what he was feeling while he was writing that book, and what events happened to make him, that kind of led him to that part of the book.
Yeah, you
Right.
get to listen to these interviews between chapters, where in a paperback book you don't get that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and I'm hearing the actual author of the book.
Right.
I'm hearing the writer of the book. I'm hearing their voices is different
It's
than
different.
reading it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because when I'm reading it, I read it with my own inflections, my own
course.
emphasis, where I want to put it, where I think it should be. I read it how I think it should be read,
Yes.
which is not always right. And when you hear the audiobook, you hear sometimes, or most times with an audiobook, you just hear a narrator reading the words off the page with inflections and, changes in their voice. But to actually hear interviews by the actual people who wrote the book,
Yeah.
now you're hearing it the way it's
Right.
meant to be heard.
Right. You
You
know what?
don't get that with the paperback. I'm sorry.
No, you don't. I'm sorry. You know what draws me into audiobooks is the voice of the author, right? When it's in a biography and it's the actual person, right?
Yes.
Like I did Obama's book. I love Obama's book, by the way. But
I gotta read that.
there's a lot of pieces that are very political, and you might fall asleep just a little bit. But when he's talking about his personal feelings about a situation that was political,
Okay.
it's empowering to hear the first African American president say, F that.
Yeah.
That's how he walks away. You read the book? Yeah.
No,
when
I read the whole thing, but I
Right.
started it. Yeah.
Right. So when he
Yeah.
says that, I'm like, well, if Obama can say it,
Exactly.
I can say
He's
it.
like, always talking about his swag walk.
Right.
Look, listen, this is what it is.
Right.
It's like, what you want me to do about it? But
Right.
yeah.
Right. He
And he
definitely
says the word.
No, he says the word. Obama says
yes.
the word.
Yeah.
Yes. He says the
Yeah,
word.
see, that's what I need to hear.
Right.
You can't get that from a paperback
You
book.
cannot.
No,
You
I
cannot.
I can't get the emphasis of the
Exactly. And
Yeah,
he
right.
means it
In
when
a
he
book.
says it.
right.
Yeah. It hits
Oh
you
my
different.
God.
Absolutely, it does.
You know,
Absolutely.
and you like paperback, that's fine. Sometimes I get paperback and then listen while I'm reading it.
yes,
I'll
because you
do
can
that.
do that too. Yep. Mhm.
So, yeah. I like
That's the way to
like
go.
Audible. But yeah.
That's the way to go.
It is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that book surprised me. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. But I like your choice. That was a
Yes.
good choice.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
So, oh man, it's been a great,
Yes.
fantastic interview.
Yes.
You really
Thank you.
enlightened us on a lot of things, especially in the nonprofit world.
She got me ready to try to do Up Gather Dreams again. I don't know.
That's awesome.
I know. I've been thinking about it recently, but it's like I have to revamp some things.
Okay.
Where these volunteers can know I'm not playing.
That's right.
That's my most important thing, because I cannot have these girls just out here all willy nilly and waiting for
Right.
their mentor to show up and they don't show up. That's horrible.
Right.
I can't
Right.
do it. So
Right.
that's my main concern.
Okay.
So if I can figure that part out, we're good. I'm sorry, Trace. Go ahead. I interrupted
Well,
you.
I'm here for you.
Thank you.
Did you want to mention your socials? Tell our
Yes.
guests where they can follow you.
And tell them where they can vote again.
Please vote for Shawna's House. Yes, Shawna's House is on all platforms. We are on Facebook as Shawna's House. We are on Instagram as Shawna's House. We are on Twitter as Shawna's House. And we are even on TikTok, where I am dropping some financial literacy tips. I don't have a lot of TikTok yet because, I'm trying to build that up. But we have we have a great website full of information. Is actually revamped because we did a revamping in last year for our 10-year anniversary. So check out our website is shawnashouse.org. You can vote for Shawna's House for the Business Grammys of Philadelphia on our Instagram, our Facebook, even our Twitter. The link is there. Please vote. You can vote every 3 days. Please. Voting ends April 30th.
Yes.
And we're hoping we win.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
And if you do, we're definitely going to shout you out. Like, we're going to have like a little fireworks going on.
All right.
We're going to, matter of fact, not if you win.
Right.
When you win.
When I
When
win. Because
you
it's
win.
already written and said.
It's already written.
Exactly.
When you win.
And she left us with another jewel.
What?
All her social information
yes.
was the same.
The same.
Consistency.
Yes.
People be like, well, my Instagram is
_ flash.
last trace. My Facebook is first trace. My Twitter is middle trace. And you can follow me on everything at just trace.
Like what?
No.
No.
Everything needs to be the same across the board.
Consistency.
I'm last trace everywhere on
That's
everything all the time, 24/7.
That's
all
right.
that.
That's right. That's
So
right.
thank you for leaving us
Yes.
with that last
Yes.
tidbit.
You're very welcome. Very
It
welcome.
has been a pleasure. I'm so happy you came.
Thank you.
You're a first
Thank you.
nonprofit. Everybody else has been like other types of businesses, but nonprofit, that sector is just different.
Right.
And it's just people almost are a nonprofit. Do you? Do you? Because you start a business, and a business is like, okay, I could do off the muscle for a little while. Nonprofit, be prepared to do off the muscle for a long time.
Yes.
Because it's not
Yes.
you, like, unless you have like a part. Oh, I'm selling like hoodies or T-shirts. It's a hustle.
It is
the
a hustle.
hustle's different.
Different.
Yes,
It's beyond the word.
Yeah.
I've done so many things just on my own, right? Because like you said, it's hard to find volunteers.
Yes.
It's hard to have those consistent others, right? You're going to go hard for you, but you really can't expect everyone to go hard the way you're going to go hard.
And they never do.
And they don't, and that's okay, right? Because I'm going to pick up the slack, right? Because like I said, I'm all about action. I'm all about walking out on faith. I take risk, and I'm okay with that. I'm all about marketing Shawna's House. You said, how they got these names. No, consistency is key, right? You have to hear Shawna's House, see the S in that house, and then know it's about Shawna's House.
Yep.
And I'm good with pushing, and knowing that I'm gonna get support, and I may not get it, from everyone I'm expecting to get it from, but I also can only expect what I can do and not what someone else can do. So.
Yes. See?
Bars.
I love it.
Thank
I love it
you.
when we have guests like this who just know what they talking about. Like she 10 years in, y'all. She know what she's talking about. That's all I'm saying.
Come join us again, please.
Yes.
Anytime.
Don't wait 10
y'all
years.
know she
to
gonna
come back.
She gonna be like famous though. After she win the award, she gonna be like, I ain't answering that DM. I'm a Grammy winner.
That's why I
I'm a
said don't
business
wait 10
Grammy
years.
winner.
Wish I would never. Trust me, because Shawna's House is nothing without the support of everyone else.
Very true.
Right.
Very true. Well, thank you so much, Miss Shawna, for coming and blessing us with your presence.
You're welcome.
And we are out of here. Well, she's out of here. Me and Teresa got to do our after show to talk about her and what she was here talking about. But for now, we'll see you later.
Deuces.